Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the World Baseball Classic. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you the Venezuelans and the Italians in semifinal number 2, with the winner to be able to go on and to play the Americans tomorrow night for the championship of the 2026 World Baseball Classic. We're first of all going to give you the starting lineups tonight for the visitors, who will be Venezuela in this one. Then we'll give you the Italian lineup right after that. Leading off tonight and in right field, wearing number 21 is Ronald Acuna Jr. Batting second and playing third base is number 11, Michael Garcia. Hitting third and playing first base is number 2, Luis Arias. The cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 7, Eugenio Suarez. Batting fifth at shortstop is number 14, Ezequiel Tovar. Hitting sixth at second base is number 25, Gleyber Torres. Batting seventh and playing in left field is number 16, Wilyer Abreu. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 23, William Contreras. And batting ninth in center field tonight is going to be Jackson Chourio. And they will be facing Aaron Nola, who is from the Philadelphia Phillies. He's going to take to the hill for the Italians tonight in this one. And now your starting lineup for Team Italy. As leading off tonight will be the shortstop, number 10, Sam Antonacci. Batting second and playing at second base is number 1, John Birdie. Batting third and in center field is number 5, Jacob Marcy. The cleanup spot and playing first base is number 9, Vinny Pasquantino. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 4, Zach DeZenzo. Batting in the sixth spot and playing third base is number 14, Jack Caglione. In the seventh spot and wearing number 11 is the right fielder, Andrew Fisher. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 28, JJ D'Orazio. And batting ninth in left field is number 16, Dante Nori. And they're going to be facing from the Detroit Tiger organization, Kiter Montero, the right-hander who will take to the hill for the Venezuelans in this one. Well, those are your starting lineups. We're going to be back in a couple of moments with the first pitch. Our good friend Jimmy Redbeard Breaks is already in the house. Welcome, Jimmy, to the stream, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
We are just a couple moments away from first pitch. It is the Venezuelans playing against Team Italy tonight, as this is the second of the 2 semifinals. Back in just a couple of moments with all the action. First pitch is just around the corner right after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Last night's tale of the tape was pretty much as follows. It was 3 home runs, all solo shots that did the scoring in the game between the Dominicans and the Americans. It was a home run by the Junior Caminero for the Dominicans to get things going. And then it was the Americans with 2 home runs in the 4th inning, one off the bat of Gunnar Henderson and the other off the bat of Roman Anthony, that was able to pace the Americans to a 2-1 victory. Americans struck out 15 times when they came to bat versus the Dominican pitching. Well, we're going to see what tonight will bring. I don't expect that we're going to see the power outage or the strikeouts in this one here like we saw last night, but we still have to play the ball game. Aaron Nola, who was 5-10 last year in 17 starts with the Phillies and had an ERA north of 6, he is taken to the hill here, and we are ready to get this one underway as the first pitch is coming here to Ronald Acuna Jr. Another solid crowd tonight as the right-hander rocks slowly into the motion and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and we are underway. It's ball 1 to Acuna Jr. Looking at the umpires for tonight's game, it is going to be Jamie Orehak behind the plate as the right-hander Nola kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on a foul over on the first base side. The count is 1-1. That's first base. It is Dan Bellino. Corey Blazer goes from behind the plate to second base. Cudi Suarez is at third. Chris Graham is on the left field line, and Delphin Colon is working the right field line. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as Nola rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep right center field. Moving back and making the catch just in front of the warning track is the center fielder Jacob Marcy. So 1 up and 1 away here as we are underway, and that is going to bring up the third baseman and Michael Garcia. So for Garcia, he's had himself a pretty good tournament. 8 for 19 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Batting from the right side here as the right-hander Nola ready to go. He rocks slowly into the windup and he kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Garcia hitting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Nola. Waggling the bat, waiting on the offering as Nola rocks into the windup and he kicks and fires. He squares the bunt and it's down. It's on the third base side, charging hard and making the play, but it's not going to be in time is Jack Caglione. And safe at first is Garcia, so he's got himself his 9th hit of the tournament. So he is aboard, and that'll bring up the first baseman and Luis Arraez. Something that we didn't see the Japanese team, or for that matter, the Koreans do a whole lot of, and that was dropping bunts. That is something that I can't say that I necessarily expect from the Venezuelans. The Venezuelans can bang with the best of them. So he is aboard with a leadoff or with a 1-out single, and that is going to bring to the plate Luis Arraez. Arraez 7 for 19 in the tournament, couple homers and 9 RBIs. He takes a slow breaking ball outside, and the count is 1-0. Arraez looked like he had 0 interest in taking a swing at that. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander Nola ready to go again, getting the sign, and he now delivers. There goes the runner. It's swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, and we're going to see if they're going to try to double off, and they sure do double off Garcia at first base, and that is going to do it. A nice play by Marcy. So that's going to go into the books as a 8-3 double play. But what's interesting on the play, if you would have watched the shortstop, when the runner was going, he dove as if to make it feel like it was a ground ball, yet the ball was hung up in the air, and Arraez hits into that double play, and that is going to do it here in the first inning. Well, the Venezuelans, no runs in the inning. They did have a hit. There was no errors, and nobody left the board, so they're one unconventional 1-2-3 inning. Your score as we move to the bottom of the first, it is Venezuela 0. The Italians coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this in just a few. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number one. It is a 0-0 ball game. Interesting play. I was watching that, as we mentioned. The shortstop, Sam Antonacci, he when the runner was on the move, it was a hit and run, and the ball was lifted into center field. He moved like he was fielding a ground ball up the middle, and he dove as if he was trying to field the ground ball. And the runner, or at least trying to bait the runner, Garcia, and of course, once the ball was caught, he was doubled off at first base, and that is the way that would end. But obviously, he didn't pick up the ball at the crack of the bat, and the shortstop trying to bait him into the particular play. And that is where we stand right now. So it is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Italians here in the bottom half of inning number one. Antonacci, Berti, and Marcy to come to bat here to face Kiter Montero. And the first pitch delivered from Montero is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0, 96 miles an hour from Kiter. Montero was with the Tigers last year. He appeared in 20 games. He had 12 starts. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count runs even to 1-1. But even a couple of weeks ago, before the tournament started, he was optioned to AAA Toledo. Really didn't have an opportunity to start the season with the big club. As Montero rocks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. Looks like there's an uptick in velocity for Montero that more than what I was used to seeing. He's 95, 96 with his fastball so far. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and another one lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. And the count is 2-2 strikes. And just as I was saying, an uptick in the velocity in Major League Baseball, he was 93.9 his average four-seam fastball last year. There he is, his second outing in the Classic. And he's been running it up almost to 96 miles an hour. Here comes the offering from the right-hander as he rocks and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. The count remains at 2-2 to Antonacci. We will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow with all the action. It'll be the final. Yes, it'll be between the winner of this game and the United States. So hopefully you guys can jump in with us there as well. Right-hander ready to go again. He gets the sign, he rocks, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses just outside. The count now goes full. Antonacci. Last night I thought the edge would have went to the Dominicans with the bullpen, and certainly the starters, was to Paul Skeens. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away into the feet of the leadoff hitter, and the count remains at 3-2. I would think very similar here. I think that in this game here, Aaron Nola has the edge certainly over his counterpart in pedigree, but I do think the Venezuelans hold the edge in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. Fastball at the knees, taken for a called third strike. Montero blew it by Antonacci, and he's gone for the first out of the inning. So one gone here, and that's going to bring up the second baseman and John Berti. Well, defensively tonight for the Venezuelans from left to right field. In left field, it is Wilyer Abreu. The center fielder is Jackson Churio. And right, it is Ronald Acuna Jr. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Berti. Round the horn from first to third. Arias is at first. At second, it is Torres at short. Tonight, it is Tovar with the third baseman. The third baseman tonight is Michael Garcia. As that fastball misses outside, count goes to 1-1. And the battery is of Montero and William Contreras. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as Montero rocks and delivers. Fastball just misses inside. The count now goes to 2-1. Berti began his career in the Toronto Blue Jays organization. He's 36 years old, but he really hasn't blossomed until he got to the other side of 30. Spent last season with the Cubs. There was a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. But in the back end of his career, he was with the Marlins. He was with the Yankees. He's been with the Cubs. With the Marlins that he started to breakout as player. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander Montero ready to deliver again. As he's holding, and now Montero gets the delivery. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It gets all the way to the backstop through Contreras. Count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Birdie. Again, the right-hander getting the sign from his catcher. He rocks himself into the motion and delivers. Fastball swung on. This is going to get looped over the head of the second baseman into center field. And Birdie is aboard with a single, and that is going to bring up the center fielder in Jacob Marcy. So Marcy, who was the one responsible for that engineering that double play in the last half inning, he comes to bat here. 4 for 20 in the tournament. No homers and a couple RBIs. Our friend Titus in the house, he says, greetings from the land of the rising sun. There's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded neatly by the shortstop Tovar, steps on the base. He fires to first. And much out how the first inning ended, the bottom of the first is going to end the same way. He's grounded into a double play. It is going to be 6-3. So we have in the inning, there it was, no runs. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Our score as we now move to the top of the second inning, it is the Venezuelans and Italy locked at 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in. It is a late arriving crowd in this one, and who knows, might be a early leaving crowd as well. Right back in just a couple of.
Hello guys, thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Check him out after the game. He's got all kinds of crazy and wild things on his channel. Well, it's going to be Suarez, Tovar, and Torres to get things going against Aaron Nola in inning number 2. And the first pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Nola only threw 7 pitches in the first inning, hardly had to break a sweat against the Venezuelans as the right-hander rocks and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind first base side of home plate. And then it comes back down and trickles almost back to where it came from, back to the mound. So no balls and 2 strikes to Suarez. Suarez on the tournament 2 for 12, homer and a couple RBIs. As Nola ready to go here as he gets the sign from his catcher. He rocks himself into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All ready to go again, rocking and delivering. Pitch is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It remains to Suarez. Some controversy in last night's game. The pitch that called out Luis Perdomo to end the game, it was thought to be kind of low. There's a fastball that is missed outside. Count is 2-2. Sometimes people get upset. They say it cost the Dominicans the game. It didn't cost anybody anything. If the Dominicans would have shoved 10 runs on the board early in the game, we wouldn't have had that discussion about a low strike call late in the game. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and count remains at 2-2 to Suarez. So all you got to do is go out there and you just got to be able to play, and you got to be able to hit. You got to be able to pitch. And if you're looking for favors from the umpires, then you're probably not going to win too many games too often. So Nola gets the sign. He's ready to go back to work. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled off the glove of the catcher. Foul on the first base side. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned yesterday was a pretty solid crowd to see the U.S. and Dominican, and surprisingly, it's a pretty solid crowd here tonight. Well, asking for time was the hitter Suarez. It wasn't given to him, as he is going to step back. Jamie Rehak and Suarez having a couple words, and Rehak is already giving it to the dugout. What had happened was Suarez had asked for time, and then he ended up he was stepping out of the box, and then he stepped back in. He wasn't given time by the plate umpire. So we're going to do this all over again. 2-2 pitch. Interesting. And Nola wasn't stopping either. So you don't see that all that often. So here we go. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball that just misses low. I think Suarez might have had a meltdown if that would have been called a strike. So I guess the umpire felt that Nola was already into his windup maybe when that was going. They showed a replay on the umpire cam. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, taken for a called third strike. That was definitely yes. Suarez was taken out of that at bat, though, as he is gone for out number 1 here in the inning. First strikeout recorded by Aaron Nola, and that is going to bring up Ezekiel Tovar. And a little bit, I don't know, rabbit ears as far as I'm concerned with the home plate umpire here is that he was wanting to have nothing of it from the World Baseball Classic management group of the Venezuelans. Very interesting. He was very, very touchy. First pitch fastball, and it's taken for a called strike. Sometimes you'll let them have their say, meaning the coaching staff, and be able to do that. Tovar 6 for 9 in the tournament. Colorado Rocky shortstop. As the pitch is on the way, fastball misses up, and the count now goes to a ball and a strike. Not sure who he was yelling at in the dugout. It might have been the manager, Omar Lopez. Or was it possibly the bench coach, Robinson Chirinos? Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. The count goes to 1-2 on Tovar. We didn't give you the Italians defensively in the first. From left to right field, Nori is in left. The center fielder is Marcy, and at right field, it is Fisher. As the 1-2 pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2 on Tovar. Around the horn from first to third, Pasquantino is at first. At second, it is Birdie. The shortstop is Antonacci. At third, it is Caglione. And the battery of Aaron Nola and J.J. Desario. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted, foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2 on Tovar. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Nola Nola just steps off the backside. Looks like he was having some issues with the pitch comp. And now he rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and that's fouled away, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tovar. Nola gets himself a new baseball, ready to go back to the action again as he's ready to deliver. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, and Tovar is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. It's going to bring up the Detroit Tigers second baseman Gleyber Torres. Well, Torres comes to the plate. He's had himself an average tournament, 2 for 11, no homers and 1 RBI. As Nola rocks himself into the delivery, kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. This is Torres' second World Baseball Classic appearance. As he bats from the right side here against Nola. Pitch coming. Breaking ball. It just misses outside for a ball. The count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Nola rocking and delivering. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses way outside. It's now 3-0 to Torres. Waiting his turn on deck is Wilyer Abreu. Going to be very interesting to see how the Boston Red Sox are going to play their outfield. As the pitch is on the way, there is a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 3-1 to Torres. Wilyer Abreu, of course, last year was a big piece of the Red Sox outfield. Jaron Duran as well. And Roman Anthony is looking like he is going to round that out. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on, grounded softly foul down the third base line as it's fielded by Caglione. Count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Make sure if you're around, join us for all the MPB action in starting, as we like to call games on our channel, late night. Those games are going to be going off on the 27th of March. It'll be the first action of the season. 27th of March, Japan time. It will be a little bit later in North America. Usually we're operating a day before. It'll be a Friday, so hopefully you can make it in and join us for the ball games. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's going to be lined in the left center field, down for a base hit. So Gleyber Torres has got himself a 2-out single, and that's going to bring Wilyer Abreu to the plate. So Abreu has enjoyed himself a nice tournament, 5 for 17 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And the Venezuelans, who have had hits in each of the first 2 innings, have had nothing to show for it so far. Abreu with a very open stance, hitting from the left side against Nola as the pitch is ready to come here. The right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted into left center field. Coming in under it, camping out underneath it is Marcy. He's there to make the catch, and Abreu is going to be gone for out number 3. Well, the Venezuelans go quietly again here in their half of the second inning. No runs. There was a hit, no errors, and there was 1 run left aboard. Your scores, we move to the bottom of the second, is Venezuela 0 and the Italians 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a little bit right after this timeout.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey, Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning, and it is going to be Vinny Pasquantino, Zach DeZenzo, and Jack Caglione to come to bat in inning number 2 to face the Venezuelan right-hander Kiter Montero. Pitchers in this round can go up to 95 pitches as starters. I'd be surprised if either Nola or Montero was unleashed to that distance. We'll have to wait and see here as this game will clip along. The first pitch delivered to Pasquantino is a fastball that misses way outside for ball 1. Pasquantino is 4 for 19. He has got himself 3 homers and 4 RBIs. Second World Baseball Classic appearance for him. He takes a fastball down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Venezuela and Italy going head-to-head here in the Classic tonight. As the right-hander delivers again, fastball swung on, chopped softly past the pitcher on the shortstop side, fielding it and throwing to first. Oh, what a nice play that was, as it is going to be Eugenio Suarez to retire it, or is that going to be Tovar? No, it's Garcia, sorry. Getting all our guys mixed up over here on that side. Good play by the third baseman, and that is going to retire Pasquantino on a ground out 5-3. 1 gone. That'll bring up the designated hitter in Zach DeZenzo. Senzo batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Montero, who kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on. This is going to get lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Jackson Churio picks it up, and he's going to throw it back in, and that'll put runner at first base here with 1 gone. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jack Caglione. Well, for Caglione, he's 4 for 11 so far in the tournament with a homer and 4 RBIs. Lots expected from Caglione, huge prospect in the Kansas City organization. As the right-hander Montero kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Montero just is lacking a little bit of command here in this one. But his fastball in terms of velocity has been running up. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball down. Good stop there by Contreras. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Caglione has been feasting on non-fastballs in this tournament. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's now 3-0. Not what Montero wants to do. He needs to be able to throw strikes, get ahead in the count. It is going to be Andrew Fisher who is waiting his turn on deck. Here comes the offering from the right-hander. Delivers a fastball that misses up and away. It's going to be a 4-pitch walk as Caglione's going to be aboard. It's going to advance DeZenzo over to second. And it is going to bring Fisher to the plate, and it's going to bring Contreras out to the mound to have a few words with his right-hander. So that conference is over. Ends with the Contreras giving a pound on the back to Montero. And so Fisher coming to the plate. Fisher in the tournament, 4 for 11. Homer and 5 RBIs. That's one thing. The Italians have pounded out a lot of home runs, a lot of long balls. Fisher's playing his first World Baseball Classic. And we're ready to resume the action. So here we go again. Right-hander holding to the set. He checks the runner over at second. Kicks and fires. Fastball on the inside corner. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. There is action as Ricardo Sanchez is starting to throw in the Venezuelan bullpen. I would figure they are probably on high alert. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. Same could be said, I would think, for the Venezuelan side, the Italian side as well. As time has been called at home plate by Fisher. Fisher digs himself back in, ready to go again. But as we said, the crowd tonight, pretty good. We were looking at the game last night. Had a very healthy crowd. Of course, when you have the Americans playing, it's always going to be fairly healthy. Pitch on the way, fastball misses down. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fisher. Batting from the left side here against the right-hander Montero. There's a fastball that misses up. Count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Last night's attendance at Lone Depot Park was 36,337. I would expect something similar here tonight. As the right-hander again works to the set. I would think that there's probably more Venezuelans in the crowd than there are Americans. There's a fastball that misses way outside. That's going to be ball 4. Fisher's going to get himself a walk. Caglione advances to second. DeCenzo over to third, and it's going to bring J.J. Orazio to the plate. So Kiter Montero getting himself into a little bit of a hole here early on. Certainly, can you imagine if it was Italy that wins the game? Well, we're going to have a visit here from the pitching coach. If Italy wins the game, I wonder how many people would have had that on their World Baseball Classic pool, or their bingo cards. Certainly, probably not as many as we would think. Jorge Cordova, who is the pitching coach, is on the mound here, chatting it up with his battery. Well, it's actually, Johan Santana. I have to apologize for that. Jorge Cordova also listed as a pitching coach, but Johan Santana, the great Minnesota Twin, and also pitched with the New York Mets. So they have 2 pitching coaches. They didn't designate between one and the other. Interested on some of the names of the players that are coaching. Obviously, the hitting coach is Miguel Cabrera. Victor Martinez, assistant manager of the team. Well, 2 former Detroit Tigers. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0 to Orazio. 1 gone here in the inning. It was Pasquantino who had grounded out to start the inning. But a single, a walk, and a walk has loaded the bases here for the Italians. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, hammered foul down the left field line, and the ball boy makes a nice running catch. He's going to get himself a round of applause as he flips the ball into the crowd. Ball was absolutely scorched. A good play there, getting off the stool. And he makes the play and casually runs it down. Nice job there by the ball boy. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. wonder what the ticket sales would be like for an American-Italian final. I hope they bought them in advance, although the Venezuelans could be a tasty matchup. There's a break the ball ticket for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Montero trying to dig himself out of the hole. Bases are loaded. DeCenzo at third, Caglione at second, and at first it's Fisher. As the right-hander Montero gets the sign from his catcher Contreras. Oh, he works himself to the set just above the belt. Pitch is forthcoming. It's a fastball down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that D'Orazio did not go, and that's going to run the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, there's nowhere to put him. You got to challenge him here. You got to make him throw a strike, or you got to throw him a strike. Otherwise, you could have yourself in a whole host of trouble. As the pitch is on the way, breaking ball misses down and away, and that's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks. D'Orazio gets himself an RBI. That's going to bring in the first run of the game for the Italians. As DeCenzo will score, it's going to bring Dante Nori to the plate. And so the troubles continue here for Kiter Montero, and that is going to be it. As the manager has made his way to the mound, so they're going to chase him early here. As Omar Lopez comes out, takes the ball from Montero. It is going to be a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Dante Nori, the 9-hole hitter, to come to bat. Bases loaded at 1 gone in the second inning. Stay with us. It is the Italian Cinderella story is still continuing to be written. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with our friend Steve Rademacher, letting you know it's a pitching change. And don't forget, come on back, everyone.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you gonna throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change as Ricardo Sanchez has come in to replace Kiter Montero, as he will be facing the 9-hole hitter in the batting order. So disappointing outing for Montero, as he has been replaced here by the lefty Sanchez. Well, Sanchez is going to be facing Dante Nori, who will lead it off, or not lead it off, but he'll be the first batter to face him. Bases full of Italians, with Caglione at third, Fisher at second, D'Orazio over at first. Dante Nori, 7 for 16 in the tournament, a couple homers and 5 RBIs. Home runs have not been a problem for the Italians. They have flexed their muscle throughout the entire tournament. As the lefty kicks and fires, the first pitch fastball misses way outside, and the count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. In the Venezuelan Winter League, Sanchez had 13 starts. He had a 5-1 record. As the lefty delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side. They go to second for 1, and that's all they're going to get. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Gleyber Torres had to go deep into the 4-hole to field it, and he wasn't able to do it. In fact, it was very close at second base. It's going to be an RBI for Nori. That's going to be his second of the tournament. Out at second base is D'Orazio on that fielder's choice, as it goes 4-6 on the putout. Caglione in to score. He makes the score line now 2-0, and Andrew Fisher is now at third base. So runners at the corners. As the top of the order in Antonacci at the plate. And the first pitch fastball is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls, one strike. Shortstop struck out looking his first time up. So 0 for 1 tonight in this one. Our friend Big Ray in the house. Welcome, Big Ray. Glad to have you. I haven't seen you in a bit. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes even to 1-1. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's been a while. I think you were in Los Angeles last time that you had reached out on a holiday, I do believe. Breaking ball, check swing fouled away over on the third base side. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Antonacci. As the lefty Sanchez ready to go. Keep an eye at the runner at first. There he goes, and the pitch is a fastball that misses outside. So that's going to be a stolen base for Nori, so he moves himself into scoring position. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Antonacci. Again, Sanchez ready to go as he works set, and the 2-2 coming. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away. Counts now 3-2. Friend Big Ray says, Viva la Italia. Yeah, well, I was looking at the roster earlier today. I call it the pseudo-Italian team, more like the Italian-American team. Only 3 players on this club are born in Italy. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up. It's foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. Count remains at 3-2. The only 3 players that were born in Italy were all pitchers. All the rest of the Italian team, well, most of them were born in the United States, although Dante Nori was born in Canada. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on it. It's going to be lifted foul down the left field line, so this battle is going to continue. Sam Aldegari, who is in the big leagues, he is actually Italian trained and Italian born. The other 2 pitchers, Claudio Scotti, as he is also born in Italy, and the other one is Gabriele Quattrini. Fastball swung on, grounded down the first base line, fielded neatly by the first baseman Arias, and he's going to win the race to the bag. It's going to be a ground out to 3 as he beats the pitcher and everybody else over to the base. That is going to do it here for the Italians in their half of inning number 2. Well, they had 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score now has moved to the top of the 3rd inning. It is Italy 2 and Venezuela no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys hanging around with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for Venezuela in inning number 3 as they find themselves in a 2-0 deficit to the Italians. It'll be William Contreras, Jackson Churio, and the top of the order, Ronald Acuna Jr. to come to bat as they'll be facing Aaron Nola here for the third inning. So Italy's jumped out to a 2-0 lead. All the runs have come in the second inning. As we said, there was a bunch of walks, and there was only one hit in that inning. So they have taken an early 2-0 lead. That's kind of what killed some of the other teams in the tournament, such as Chinese Taipei or, not matter, the Australians. If you can't throw enough strikes, eventually some of the bigger teams are going to come to burn you. Well, even some of the bottom feeders will come and burn you too. I don't know if I'd consider Italy a bottom feeder, but certainly on the baseball scheme of things, they're not exactly a power. There's a fastball that misses outside, and it's 1-0 to Contreras. Contreras 0 for 11 in the Classic. No homers, no RBIs, of course. And this is his first Classic appearance as Nola rocks and delivers. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Kind of like the Italians' uniform. It's that white with the blue. Really neat. It kind of looks almost like the Chinichi Dragons in the Japanese league. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. 2-1 to Contreras. 31 pitches through 2 innings for Nola. So he is right on a pretty solid pace. They may be able to stretch him to 5 or 6 innings. Here's the offering. Fastball that just misses up and in. The count now goes to 3-1. Not really sure what the leash is for the pitchers in this one here. As we said, 95 is the max. But what have the clubs agreed to, or their club teams agreed to? That we don't know. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses low, and that's going to be ball 4. And so the Venezuelans are going to get a leadoff walk here to start the third inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder in Jackson Churio. Well, for Churio, he is 2 for 9 in the tournament, no homers and 1 RBI. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Churio. Churio plays his baseball with the Milwaukee Brewers. He's an impactful player. As the 0-1 pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. And the count now goes to 0-2. I think Churio's a little disappointed in himself on that one there. He's shaking his head and gives his bat a little kiss. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander holds. Breaking ball swung on. This is popped up in the infield. It's in foul territory. Moving over underneath it, it's playable. And to make the catch is Vinny Pasquantino, and that will retire Churio for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone will bring up the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. Well, for Acuna Jr., he is 0 for 1 tonight. He had a ball to deep center field his first time up. He is 5 for 19 in the tournament. But he did have a big home run to start the ball game against Samurai Japan the other night. As he is ready to swing here, the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside for ball. The count is 1-0. Interesting, Acuna Jr. has this apparatus on he's got a shin guard on his knee, and he's got a guard on his kneecap. Saw that from the Oryx Buffaloes, Yuma Mune. Looked like he had a full catcher's shin guard on. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count goes to 2-0. Obviously must have either fouled the ball off, or maybe it's protecting the knee. I don't know if that's one of the surgically repaired, or if that's the surgically repaired knee or rebuilt knee of Acuna. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-0. Michael Garcia waiting his turn on deck. So Nola ready to go back to work again. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball taken right down the middle for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1 on Acuna Jr. In 6 games, Acuna has 9 runs scored, which is the 5th most in a single tournament. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul. Reaches the seats, and now the right-hander Nola has come all the way back. It's 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Acuna as the right-hander Nola ready to go again. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, take it for a called third strike. Oh, Acuna knew it. And he just couldn't believe that he saw it. Locked him right up. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So Nola all the way back to strike out Acuna Jr. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Michael Garcia. Well, for Garcia, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He was doubled off at first base on the ball that was struck to the outfield by Luis Arias his first time up. And there's a breaking ball that just misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia batting from the right side here. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count runs to 1-1. Garcia, 9 for 20 in the tournament, hitting a cool .450. He leads the entire tournament with hits. He was tied with a few others with 8, but that one there now puts him clearly up in front. You have to think that if you're playing in a semifinal game like this, you're going to have guys that are leaders in statistical categories. He's got 3 extra base hits so far. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. They go to second for the fielder's choice. That's going to erase Contreras. He's in the books 6-4. And that will do it here for the third out of the inning. Well, no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. They did leave a runner aboard, did the Venezuelans, as they go quietly. We're going to go to the bottom of the third inning. Your score is 2-0 for Italy. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for popping in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Team Italy in the lead 2-0 as we move to the bottom half of inning number 3. And slated to come to bat will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. That means John Birdie, Jacob Marcy, and Vinny Pasquantino, as they will be facing the reliever Ricardo Sanchez. Sanchez had to come in the last half inning in replacement of Kiter Montero, who issued back-to-back walks, which eventually led to the first run of the inning for the Italians. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0 to John Birdie. Birdie 1 for 1 tonight, had a single in his first at bat, 6 for 13 in the tournament. As the lefty delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by Tovar. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Birdie on a ground out. 6-3 for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the center fielder in Jacob Marcy. Well, for Marcy, his contribution to the game was the double play in the first inning that was able to double off Garcia. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Marcy. Marcy in the tournament, 4 for 21, 0 for 1 tonight. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to the right side. Pitcher Sanchez has to get over to cover, and he makes a barehanded catch on the feed from the first baseman Arias. The feed was not the best, but a nice play. Who says pitchers aren't athletes? As Marcy is going to be retired on a ground out 3-1 for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman in Vinny Pasquantino. That was a heck of a play. And he's a left-handed pitcher, is Sanchez, so the ball was tossed sort of behind him. It wasn't the best of feeds by Arias, and he caught it with the bare hand, leaning backwards. So great play by him. And the first pitch now delivered to Vinny Pasquantino is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Pasquantino 0 for 1 tonight, 4 for 20 in the tournament. 3 of the 4 hits, well, they've been home runs. And so the left-hander kicks and delivers. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count goes now to 1-1. Lefty again rocking into the windup, kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2 balls and a strike. As there's another breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count now is 3-1 to Pasquantino. Sanchez has got 2 out here. It's like he's pitching around him. You don't want to pitch around him with 2 out. Let him swing the bat. There's an opportunity here. There's a fastball swung on and grounded, foul over on the first base side. The count is 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Venezuelan crowd is on their feet in places, and there's a fastball that misses way outside. That's going to be another walk here, and by our count here tonight, that is the 4th walk issued to the Italian batters. That is a number that is a concern, or would be a concern if you are the Venezuelans, not throwing enough strikes here so far tonight. And I would have thought that the bullpen, or potentially the bullpen, would be a much better option than the starting pitcher. Although Montero has had his moments with the Tigers, he's not one of their top 5 guys. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike to DeCenzo. DeCenzo had a single to lead off the second inning. He came around and scored the first run for the Italians. It was brought home on a bases-loaded walk by Dorazio. Pitch on the way. Fastball comes up and in and almost hits DeCenzo, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Pasquantino getting his lead over at first base. He can run a little bit. He's got some stolen bases in the big leagues, but hasn't had to turn on anything here. There's a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to first. Arias fields it. He's going to tag DeCenzo, and that's going to be a ground out to 3 to end it here. He's out for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in inning number 3. Well, they had no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We are 1/3 of the game in the books. Your score is Team Italy 2 and Venezuela no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit after this timeout. Appreciate you for listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
For those of you who make it into our late night Japanese broadcasts, this will all keep you entertained. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here for Venezuela in their half of the fourth inning. That means Luis Arraez, Eugenio Suarez, and Ezequiel Tovar. Get things going here for the Venezuelans as they find themselves in a 2-0 deficit. The longer it goes, the better it is for the Italians. One would have to believe, as it is Aaron Nola who will come on to start his fourth inning of work for Team Italy, as the right-hander rocks himself into the windup. First pitch on the way, fastball, take it for a called strike. 48 pitches through the 3 innings for Nola. Had to work a little bit harder in that last half than he did in the first 2, as the pitch was taken for the strike for Arraez. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-1, so 1 ball and 1 strike. Arraez batting from the left side. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on it, is grounded over to the right side, fielded neatly by Birdie, who underhand flips it to first. It's a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the designated hitter in Eugenio Suarez. Well, for Suarez, as he comes to bat, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his only time up. Getting the start tonight, the Cincinnati Red, who is returning back to the Queen City. There's a fastball swung on his grounded foul past the bag at third base. Counts 0-1. Suarez enjoyed the best parts of his career in Cincinnati, and he has returned back there on a 1-year deal. Kind of glad for Suarez. Had a good year last year between Arizona and the Mariners. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball is trouble. Back on the warning track, looking up, and it's going to sail into the seats. And Suarez has put Venezuela on the board with a solo shot here with 1 gone in the 4th, as he is going to make the round trip around the bases. So he is cut into that lead. That is now 2-1. Got to tell you, one thing I'm not a big fan of is the television camera right on the field where they're giving the close-ups and so on and so forth. Got the technology that you can pan it. Why do you have the guy run the bases with them, for crying out loud? That is what they choose to do. I think that is the Rob Manfred rules. Want to get them right in your kitchen, I guess. Well, that is going to bring Ezekiel Tovar to the plate. Tovar 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out his first time up. So 2-1 is now the score as the Venezuelans. That'll get some pressure off of them. Pitcher is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. It just catches the outside corner. So no 1-1 to Tovar. Our friend Big Ray says we got a game. Yeah, same as score as last night. I don't expect this to be the final tonight. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. Wonder the odds of that would be if you had a ball game last night and tonight end by the same score. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Fielded neatly by the shortstop, Antonacci, as he was moving to his right. He fires to first. That's going to be a ground out. 6-3 for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman in Gleyber Torres. Well, for Torres, he had one of the 3 hits. He's got one of the 3 hits here tonight for the Venezuelans as he strides to the plate. So Torres getting a monkey off of Venezuela's back by pushing that first run across. Breaking ball, take it for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Gleyber Torres. Torres 3 for 12 now in the tournament. With that single back in inning number 3. Check that inning number 2. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over the left side. And actually fielding it on the backhand side, gets up and throws it, but he's not going to be able to get Torres. That ball was too deep into the 6th hole, so Torres with his second hit of the evening. That is now going to bring up Wilyer Abreu. The Venezuelan supporters and the Venezuelan dugout certainly liking that, what they see as the runner is over there at first. Our buddy Jimmy Redbeard pops in. How apropos is he is a Red fan, and his guy Eugenio Suarez doing the damage. So this is Abreu at the plate as he bats from the left side here against Nola, and the first offering on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded to the right side, fielded neatly by the second baseman, Birdie, who's been busy tonight. He's going to throw to first, and he's going to do it. He's going to retire Abreu on a ground out 4-3 for out number 3. And that'll do it here in inning number 4. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 2-1 ball game for the Italians, and we'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you for being here. Our friend CV's in the house tonight, so we got everybody checking in. CV, Redbeard, Big Ray, the party's on. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you for being here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have yen, we have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher after the game. He's been stuck at like 570 subs for the longest time. Have some pity on the man. Give him a sub. He produces something every single day of the week. Well, we got ourselves Jack Caglione, Andrew Fisher, and JJ Dorazio will be coming to bat here in inning number 4 to face the Venezuelans in this one. As our friend Jimmy Redbeard has dropped us a super chat. We really appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you kindly. As there's a fastball that misses outside to Caglione, count is 1-0. It's very kind of our friend Jimmy Redbeard. As there is a fastball that is swung on and foul tipped, and the count is 1-1 strike to Caglione. Luinder Avila is the new pitcher here for Venezuela, the third of the ball game. As he swings at a fastball, it's grounded over to third. Garcia fields it. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Caglione at a ground out 5-3. He's gone for out number 1. It's going to bring Andrew Fisher to the plate. Got to tell you, I don't know much about this fella, as he is not a player that I have come to know, but I'm going to tell you this. He is one big hombre. That is for certain. Now the pitch is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Andrew Fisher. So Luinder Avila, 6'3", 195. He looks 6'3". He looks bigger than 195. As the right-hander ready to go again. Delivers a fastball. It's swung on it. Is lifted into left center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. And that is going to put a Fisher aboard with a one-out single. And that bat almost went as far as the ball. So Fisher with a base hit. And that is going to put a runner at first, and it's going to bring J.J. Dorazio to the plate. Dorazio walked and drove in a run his first time up. And he was eventually retired on a fielder's choice. 5 for 12 with a homer and 5 RBIs in the Classic. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball that just misses inside. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. So Venezuela is going to have the pitching parade starting early. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Dorazio. Our friend CV says Dorazio played with the Visalia Rawhide 4 years ago. Yeah, there's a few guys that are minor leaguers that are in the lineup. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now 2-1. In fact, Andrew Fisher, who had the base hit single, they said that, I think it was last year at the University of Tennessee, he was one of the top home run hitters in all the NCAA Division I in the nation. He had like 25 homers. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Tovar fields it deep in the hole and throws, and he's able to get Fisher on a fielder's choice. That is a big league play. Fielder's choice, 6-4 to retire Fisher at second base. Gone for out number 2. Dorazio safe over at first. That's going to bring up the left fielder in Dante Nori. Well, that's a big league play right there. Ezequiel Tovar, we don't get a chance to see him much because A, plays for the Colorado Rockies, and B, I don't know too many people who go out of their way to watch Rocky games, but if he keeps making plays like that, I think there ought to be a few more people going to watch him play. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Wilyer Abreu, and he makes the catch, and Dante Nori is gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 5th inning, it is a 2-1 lead for the Italians. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few right after this musical timeout. appreciate you guys for being here. It is the Drums of Chiba to give you a little bit of a break here. We'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We got ourselves a 2-1 ball game as we are moving to the top of the fifth inning. It'll be Contreras, Churio, and the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. to come to bat. Our friend CV said that Tovar played in Fresno in the Cal League. Yeah, he was a top prospect for a long time in the Colorado organization, but boy, that really, you hear a lot and you hear that he's pretty good and so on and so forth, but I haven't really had a chance to see him play. But boy, he has been making spectacular plays on the defense here for the Venezuelans. You can see why there's a lot to like about him. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside to William Contreras. Contreras walked his first time up. He is hitless in the tournament, 0 for 11. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. We do have a pitching change as Michael Lorenzen is now in. I was originally thought that Lorenzen was going to get the start in this one here tonight, the former Cincinnati Red. But Lorenzen takes over for Aaron Nola. Here comes the pitch. He squares to bunt as Contreras, and he pulls back. The pitch is going to be taken for a ball 3. I don't know. That pitch looked pretty good to me. Maybe Jamie Ringhack, the home plate umpire, didn't quite get the same vantage point we would have thought he would have had. There's the pitch from Lorenzen. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and he enters the game, and he throws 4 consecutive balls. That's going to put the leadoff hitter aboard, and that will bring up the center fielder in Jackson Churio. So Contreras aboard with a base on balls. That brings Churio to the plate. Churio is 0 for 1 in this one. He has popped to first, his only trip to the plate. And he squares to bunt, and he pulls back. Now that pitch was not as good as the ball that was called on Contreras, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand. I was saying in the tournament here, one of the things that would be interesting to see is the ump scorecard. I don't know if anybody wants to look it up on Twitter. The ump scorecard, as that ball's bunted, it's a good one. It's going to get down. Churio runs fast, and he is going to get gunned out over at first base, but it's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books. There's 1-3 on the putout. So he's gone for the first out. Contreras makes his way over to second. It's going to bring up the top of the order and Ronald Acuna Jr. And for Acuna Jr., the fastball misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Acuna Jr. is 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown to center and struck out looking at his 2 trips. 5 for 20 now in the tournament. as the offering is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Jimmy Redbeard said he likes the way that Avila pitches. Never watched him much. Yeah, that's there's something there for sure. Luinder Avila, as we said, 24 years old. Fastball up. They asked for help over at first base, and it was funny because the catcher went over to point to first base, and so did Acuna. He wanted to help too, to reinforce that, yeah, he didn't swing at the pitch. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Avila is with the Kansas City Royal organization, as there's a breaking ball swung on and chop foul over on the third base side. The count is 2-2. The Royals always, every once in a while, they come up with these big prospects, these Latin prospects. And Avila, being that he is 24 years old, he'll be 25 in August. Native of Caracas, Venezuela. Be interesting to see if he sticks with the big league club. Fastball misses way upstairs. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes to Acuna. In the minor leagues with the Royals, how has he done? Well, $1 million question as that Lorenzen steps off and he chases Contreras back over to the bag. Minor leagues, he broke in 2018 in the Dominican Summer League with the Royals organization, and he's been slowly making his way up the ladder. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up on the left side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is Caglione, but the shortstop calls him off, and Antonacci is going to make the catch. Oh boy, a little bit of confusion there. But Acuna is going to be gone for the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it up to the third baseman and Michael Garcia. Well, for Garcia, he's had himself a solid tournament. He's 1 for 2 tonight, 9 for 21 on the tournament. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Lorenzen, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to short. Fielded neatly by the shortstop, Antonacci, throws to first, and that is going to retire Garcia on a ground out 6-3. That's going to do it here for the Venezuelans in their half of the 5th inning. Well, they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom half of inning number 5, halfway through this one. It is a 2-1 ball game for the Italians. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back. See if the Venezuelans can come back on them here tonight, unlike the Dominicans last night against the United States. We'll be back in just a few right after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming to bat for the Italians in inning number 5. That means San Antonacci, John Birdie, and Jacob Marcy. So the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. 1 for 6 they've combined for tonight in those top 3 spots. And we'll get the confirmation here. But it is still going to be Avila on the hill. I was saying Avila at 6'3", but he looks bigger than the 190 pounds that they list him at. It's a little bit thicker than that, but I guess we'll have to believe what the scales say. but a solid 190 pounds. This game has had a little bit of intrigue in it, with, of course, the Venezuelans the odds-on favorite, you would have to think, to win this game here tonight. But the Italians are doing their part here in the Classic. Can you imagine Italians getting to the finals? There was a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Counts quickly 0-1 to Antonacci. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips. He is 2 for 16 in the Classic. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Italian shortstop bats from the left side as he's taking himself a timeout here. And now he's ready to get back in to face Avila. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Tovar. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Antonacci. Ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman in John Birdie. Just going back to Luinder Avila's stats, he has been a starter in the minor leagues all the way through, including last year. He had 12 starts in 17 games. He had 20 the year before, 22 the year before that, 26 the year before that. Last season, in the Kansas City minor leagues, he split time between high A and triple A. Most of the games were in triple A with Omaha. The year before, most of his duty was spent in double A with the organization. As that ball is chopped foul over on the third base side. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Birdie. So here we go, back to the action again as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball. Whoa, that's fastball, and the home plate umpire took it right off the dome. And so Contreras stands up and he's talking to the plate umpire, Rehak. He set up, he was down working low and away, and the pitch just rode right up, and he didn't even get a glove on it. That was a heater that took it right into the mask. Well, there you go. Get the home plate umpire view. And you'll see what that looks like. They're going to everybody's going to come in and have a conversation with them. So Avila and Contreras talking to the home plate umpire. I haven't really seen any particular bad blood here between the umpires and the Venezuelan team. Last night, the Dominican team maybe would have taken a shot at him. We're going to see if this is going to change the complexion of the game. Rehak says he's all right. Umpire Corey Blazer in having a chat with him, and he's nodding in agreement. They do have the trainer out to see him. All the umpires that are in the infield have come in to see the home plate umpire. We'll see if they're thinking about making a change or not. Boy, oh boy, that was something. He took that one flush. But he says he's all right, so it looks like we're going to carry on here. So he gets himself some new baseballs, and he's ready to go back to work. Maybe that might tighten up his zone a little bit. Whew. Get a chance to see that on the replay. That last pitch, see what they clocked that one in at. See if we can still get a spot on that, but I think we lost it. There's a breaking ball now delivered to Birdie. Lifted into right center field. Camping out underneath it is the center fielder. It is going to be Churio hauling that one in. And Birdie is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder in Jacob Marcy. Yeah, you don't see that very often. I remember a few times where the pitcher would get crossed up and they intentionally would try to hit the umpire. I think of Ken Kaiser back in the day. Ken Kaiser ended up wearing a heater. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down, and it is hit the foot of Marcy, so that is going to put him. So everybody's been hitting this, except for the catcher. So breaking ball down, hits the It's Marcy. He's going to be aboard. It's going to bring Vinny Pasquantino to the plate. So Avila here. I don't know, but I think Avila, if he hasn't sniffed any big league time yet, he is definitely a big league pitcher. We're going to see him, I would think, this year. I'd be shocked if I didn't. He's got some good stuff. Just got to get the command of it a little better. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded down the left field line, and it is just foul. So the count is 0-1 to Pasquantino. So no balls and one strike. Get a look at the replay of that one there. As the right-hander delivers again, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count now at 0-2. Pasquantino. So no balls and two strikes. Avila delivers again. There's a fastball that runs off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 here to Pasquantino. For those of you who just joined us, it was a 2-run inning back in the second inning for the Italians. The Venezuelans got one back on a home run off of the bat of Eugenio Suarez. And there's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Pasquantino not necessarily happy about the call, but he's going to be gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it for the Italians in the fifth. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We'll go to the top of the sixth inning. Your score is the Italians 2, the Venezuelans 1. It'll be Arias, Suarez, and Tovar to come to bat when we return in just a few. Appreciate you for being with us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Venezuela, Italy. More action when we return in a bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thank you, our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. Send him a message. Let him know if he's coming out of retirement. He hasn't posted anything in a couple of months, but I know his school is taking priority. We'll be back in just a few. It is Arias to come to bat when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Luis Arias, Eugenio Suarez, and Ezequiel Tovar to come to bat here in the sixth inning, as they are going to be facing the right-hander Michael Lorenzen, who is on for his second inning of work. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses up and away. Count is 1-0. Arias tonight 0 for 2. He is flown into a double play, and he has grounded out his 2 trips to the plate. 7 for 21 in the series. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lorenzen ready to go back to work, rocking and delivering. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1 on a rise. Venezuela and Italy locked in a duel here, 2-1. And as this game has been skipping along, there's a fastball swung on it, is lined into center field. Moving over to his right, and there to make the catch is Marcy, and that is going to retire Arias for the first out of the inning. So he is in the books. That's going to bring up the only offense for the Venezuelans tonight. It is Eugenio Suarez striding to the dish. Suarez 1 for 2. He struck out looking, and he is homered, providing the only run here so far tonight for the Venezuelans. As the right-hander rocks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Suarez now 3 for 14 in the tournament. And one of the things about Suarez is he can hit home runs in bunches. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, this ball is lined into right field. Coming in and making the catch is the right fielder Fisher. And that is going to retire Suarez for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. It'll bring up the shortstop Ezekiel Tovar. So Tovar coming to bat here. 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips. As the right-hander Lorenzen rocks and delivers. Fastball swung on and hammered foul into the camera well down there on the third baseline. When nobody gets hit, they all kind of smile a little bit, with a little bit of laughter, probably that out of fear. Tovar is 6 for 11 in the tournament. He has been red hot as Lorenzen rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right center field. Looked like Fisher had trouble picking it up off the bat, but now he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it. Venezuela goes quietly here in their 6th inning. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Moving to the bottom of the 6th, your score is still 2-1 for the Venezuelans, for the Italians over the Venezuelans. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend, Steve, to keep you entertained.
Hello, everybody. And you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Having to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezing hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. It is going to be Zach DeCenzo, Jack Caglione, and Andrew Fisher slated to come to bat here for Team Italy in their half of inning number 6. We're just waiting on confirmation, but it does look like the pitcher Avila is coming back out again, and why not? He has pitched really well since he has entered the ball game. As we are almost ready to resume the action. The Venezuelan Avila at this point came on in relief of Sanchez. He was the third pitcher used. 2 innings, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout so far, as he has really settled this game down. And I would still think in play in the bullpen for the Venezuelans, as they have a lot of options. One option that I'd like to see is Andres Machado, but they also have Danny Palencia with the Cubs. A bunch of different guys that they could roll out. So we'll be interested to see what is going to happen here. So Zach DeCenzo coming to bat. He is 1 for 2 tonight. as he leads it off here. The first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. 96 miles an hour on the gun on that pitch by Avila. Right-hander delivers again. There's a breaking ball that misses way outside, and the count goes even to 1-1 on DeCenzo. DeCenzo is 4 for 17 in the tournament. As the right-hander Avila delivers, there's a fastball missing way outside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Avila working again, rocking into the windup and delivering. There's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be hammered into left field past the glove of the shortstop Tovar. Rounding first and slamming on the brakes is DeCenzo, and he's got himself his second knock of the night. Base hit single, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Jack Caglione. Well, for Caglione, he has walked and grounded out in his 2 trips. 5 for 12 in the tournament, batting from the left side here against Avila. Royals have another beauty here. A lot of Royals in the game, so he would know this player. One would have to think. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1. That had a lot of backdoor run to it. A little bit of sink as well. So here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count now goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes to Caglione. Runner at first, DeCenzo. As Avila steps off, so he's going to get that disengagement piece as he is allowed. As Avila works himself into the set position, here comes the 0-2. Kicks and delivers. There's a changeup that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. The changeup's got a lot of movement to it as well. Also having a lot of backdoor run. So here's the offering from Avila. There's a fastball that just misses down. Count goes to 2-2. Avila didn't like that call. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Have to say it was probably the right call on that one. It did look a little bit low, but Ray Hack had been calling some of those pitches. There they throw over to first base. Diving back in time is the base runner. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Caglione. Arias over there, he circled around to almost suggest that he had missed the ball. That was kind of cheeky by him. There's a fastball swung on, fouled away. The runner, Caglione, was on the move. It's going to keep the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Action going on in the Venezuela bullpen. Bazardo and Zerpa up and throwing. Only 31 pitches for Avila so far. There's a breaking ball swung on, tap back to the pitcher. He fields it off the mound and throws to first. It was like a swinging bunt. It's going to go as a ground out, 1-3. Caglione's gone for the first out. DeCenzo advances over to second. It's going to bring Andrew Fisher to the plate. Fisher tonight has had a pretty good night at the office. He has bounced into a fielder's choice, but he's got a single and a walk. So officially 1 for 1. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Avila. Well, he's come in and he's done his job. He pitched really well tonight in this one. He's going to strand the runner at second base. That's his responsibility. As he were 2 1/3 innings, only allowing a couple of hits. But his night is over. Venezuela's going to the bullpen. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Let you know who they're bringing in. Hang tight, everybody. It is the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We are calling Venezuela and Italia here, and we'll be back in just a few. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our good friend Steve.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You Don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. Every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. There is a pitching change, and it is going to be Angel Zerpa who is coming in, as he will be taking over here. And by our counts, he is going to be the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Venezuelans. So Zerpa, the left-hander, coming in to have to face Andrew Fisher. So Zerpa ready to work here. As we mentioned, we thought at the beginning of the night, same thing, that the starting pitching would go to Team Italy and the bullpen would be, the needle would shift to the Venezuelans. Well, so far the Venezuelan bullpen has done its part. As there's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The only problem is that the Venezuelan offense hasn't done its part. So Fisher 5 for 12 in the Classic, 1 for 1 tonight, a walk, and his 2 plate appearances as the pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Pig Race has got to love Scuba Steve. Yeah, absolutely. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Lefty Zerpa doing pretty good here on the hill. 1 ball and 2 strikes as he's got Fisher in the hole. Fisher's only 21 years old, 6'1", 210. It's his first World Baseball Classic appearance. And as we mentioned, had 25 home runs last year for the University of Tennessee. There's a fastball that comes inside and knocks them down at 97. Oh, Fisher's got to dust himself off and get up to the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes is what it is. Kind of find that a little bit on the humorous side as he knocks him down. It looked like he was diving into the pitch. That's one way to stop you from diving. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Fisher's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning, so Zerpa comes in, wastes no time, and he retires Fisher, and that is going to bring up the catcher in J.J. Dorazio. Just taking a quick peek at Andrew Fisher in terms of career and stats. He is with the Brewers in the National League. As that is they're going to hold up. They're going to hold up the fingers here for a catcher intentionally walks Dorazio. So they're going to take their chances with Nori. The first pitch to Nori is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. So an intentional walk to Dorazio, that's going to set up the possibility for a force. Interesting they do that to the 8-hole hitter. I'm not sure what the reason. Obviously, they got a lefty-lefty matchup here. And there's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-1. Sometimes that might come back to bite you. You know, you got Zerpa on the mound and you got Dorazio at the plate. It's not like you've got Aaron Judge at the plate. Maybe a little surprised that they wouldn't face him. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Nori. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the crowd is rising to their feet. Pro-Venezuelan crowd cheering on the lefty Zerpa. Here comes the pitch. On the way. chopped to the right side of the infield over the head of the pitcher. It's going to be fielded by Torres, and everybody's going to be safe. So Nori is aboard with a single. Durazio advances to second. Over to third is DeCenzo, and it's going to bring up the shortstop in Sam Antonacci to the plate. So bases full of Italians. As everybody was safe on that one there, just past the outstretched arm of Zerpa. So that is going to bring the top of the order in Antonacci. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that just misses for a ball, and the count is 1-0. 0 for 3 tonight is the shortstop of the Italians, 2 for 17 in the series. As the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. So a turning point in the ball game here potentially. And the 1-1 on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's hammered foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 1-2 on Antonacci. And again, the Venezuelans have risen to their feet. The pro-Venezuelan crowd cheering on their pitcher Zerpa. Surprised at how many there are in attendance. As the 1-2 pitch is ready to go. On the way. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Antonacci stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by, and he's gone for out number 3. And that is going to do it here. Well, they had no runs in the inning. They had 2 hits, no errors, and 3 were left aboard. Your score as we are now through 6 complete innings. It is the Italians 2, the Venezuelans 1. We got the back third of the ball game around the corner, and we got to love it here, guys, on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Now the game is starting to wake up a little bit. The crowd is starting to get involved. And we'll see what happens here if the Venezuelans can come to life in the back 3 frames. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
You got it, everybody. You got to have an ace in the hole and an ace up your sleeve when you need it. And Angel Zerpa came in and did a number on the on the Italians in that inning there in relief. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for Venezuela in the 7th. That means Gleyber Torres, Wilyer Abreu, and William Contreras to face the right-hander Michael Lorenzen, who will begin his 3rd inning of work. So Lorenzen coming in. Got to say, Lorenzen is a big, solid, strong guy. There's a breaking ball that just misses upstairs for ball 1. I'm not sure that he likes the call there. So 1 ball and no strikes to Gleyber Torres. Torres is 2 for 2 tonight. He is now 4 for 13 in the tournament. As the right-hander Lorenzen delivers, there's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Those of you who are around, if you guys are up late night, it'll be Japanese baseball. As there was a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1. We will be on the East Coast at the end of the week, so we'll be doing some of the games. We'll try to keep our West Coast time, and we're going to be catching about 2 or 3 games, and that'll wrap up the exhibition season. Breaking ball misses down. Count goes now to 3-1 on Torres. Venezuelans could use a runner or two, as Willie Abreu awaits his turn on deck. And now Torres has asked for time. He's going to step out and adjust the batting gloves. Reset himself. Here comes the 3-1 offering from Lorenzen as he rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. That was a nice pitch. A little backdoor run there by Lorenzen. I kind of like Lorenzen in a lot of ways. He's been with the Tigers after his time with the Reds. He was with the Tigers, the Phillies, Royals. There's a breaking ball missing inside. That's going to be ball 4. We'll see what the Venezuelans have up their sleeves here. We saw earlier that Jackson Churio had dropped a sacrifice bunt. I wonder if Willie Abreu might be up for that or if they're going to let him swing away. So Abreu striding to the plate. He is 5 for 19 in the tournament. 0 for 2 in this one here tonight. As he steps in from the left side. Our friend CV says Angels as well. I have to admit, I can't remember him when he was with the Angels. We do have a pinch runner over at first base for Torres. It's going to be Andres Jimenez, the Toronto Blue Jay, who is in to run, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Abreu. So Jimenez to replace Torres, one would think, at second base. A one-time Platinum Glove winner. As they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is Jimenez. CV says 2022. Sounds like a forgettable year. Maybe not when they had Shohei Ohtani in their lineup at that time. Probably couldn't name you any other pitchers on that staff. Shohei and a bunch of nobodies. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2 on Abreu. So much for the sacrifice bunt. But he may not be able to get a chance to put it in play. Abreu is walking around, and he's going to use one of his offensive timeouts. I don't know if he liked the call or if he's just talking to himself. So it is no balls and 2 strikes here. There's a fastball swung on and lifted, foul into the seats. The count remains at 0-2. Yeah, Sandoval was the Mexican pitcher, if I'm not mistaken. And he was fairly decent. As our friend CV points out. Here's the pitch to Abreu, and it is a fastball swung on and missed. And Abreu is down on strikes for the first out of the inning, so a unproductive at bat. And just as I called it, I wondered if they were going to maybe bunt over to second base, but they were not going to have anything of it. Let Abreu swing away, and he doesn't even touch the ball. He is gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher in William Contreras. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Contreras tonight, 0 for 0. He has walked both of his trips to the plate. Still 0 for 11 in the tournament. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Lorenzen. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball that just misses up and in, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend says Detmer, maybe Thor. Not sure if that was the year that he went there. There's a fastball swung on, and that is going to be fouled straight back. Count 1-2 to Contreras. Jackson Churio waiting his turn on deck, and that'll be the top of the order. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Contreras looking to find a way to get on. Keep an eye on the runner at first, Jimenez. As the Italians are concerned with him too, but he dives back safely. And yet Contreras getting his lead. He wants second base. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Contreras. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, both via the strikeout. Lorenzen's first strikeouts on the ball game, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Jackson Churio. Our friend CV says, a little surprised they didn't re-sign him. Well, maybe the Angels knew something nobody else did. Shocking as that may seem. So Jackson Churio striding the plate 0 for 1. He does have a sacrifice bunt. Batting from the right side here against Lorenzen, who is set to deliver. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. Grounded up the middle into center field. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is going to be Jimenez. Good piece of hitting by Churio. The runner was on the move, and it was punched up the middle for a base hit, and now they got runners on the corners, and it's going to bring up the dangerous Ronald Acuna Jr. to the plate. So Churio does his part. Jimenez was on the move as he goes all the way around to third. Good piece of hitting there by Jackson Churio as we get our single marked into our score sheet. And that's going to bring a conference to the mound as the Italian pitching coach is on his way out to have a few words of discussion with Michael Lorenzen. Italians have a lot of pitching coaches. I don't think that was Dave Righetti, to be honest. I think it was Alessandro Mastri who went out to the mound. I look at this Italian coaching staff and I recognized five coaches that have big league pedigree. Francisco Cervelli, the manager. Of course, you've got Frankie Menachino, he's one of the hitting coaches. Jorge Posada is another. He's the assistant hitting coach. Dave Righetti, Sal Fasano. A lot of household names. You could probably build a pretty good roster with that. There's a fastball swung on. He's grounded deep into 6-hole at short. And it's not going to be in time. It's going to be an infield hit for Ronald Acuna Jr. And the Venezuelans have tied the game. A single off of Acuna Jr.'s bat deep into the 6-hole, and he can still run it out. Advancing over to second is Churio. In to score is Jimenez, and we are now tied at 2. So that is a big situation here in the ball game. Lorenzen got the help from his defense that he needed to stop the ball, but the arm strength of the shortstop for Italy and just the depth where he was at, not going to be in time. But it has sent the crowd into a frenzy. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Michael Garcia, and it misses upstairs for a ball. Garcia tonight 1 for 3, 9 for 22 in the tournament here as the right-hander ready to go again. And delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 2-0. Boy, I don't know. It's sure looking like Lorenzen might be spent at this point. Hopefully the Italians have got some action in the pen. Got to keep your eye on Acuna because Acuna could go first to third on a base hit here easily. There's a spaghetti move, and that's going to chase the runner at second base back, which is Churio. There's speed on the base paths here for the Venezuelans. And here's the pitch from Lorenzen. Fastball swung on, belted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Churio. He slides in safely. The throw into third is not in time, as Acuna is going to take the bag at third. And the Venezuelans have taken a lead here. An RBI single off the bat of Garcia. And over to third, as we said, goes Acuna, and in to score is Churio. Oh, there's some exciting baseball there, as they had the speed on the base paths on full display. So RBI off the bat of Garcia, and they're still not out of it yet. Garcia has really been swinging the bat well in the tournament. As we mentioned now, 10 for 23 after that knock. That's going to bring Luis Arias to the plate. And Lorenzen's still on the hill here. No sense of a change here at all. The first pitch to Arias is a fastball that misses outside. And Cervelli is signaling to the troops just to calm down. Got to slow the game down around you. Everything is moving quick right now. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Arias 0 for 3 tonight. Lined into a double play, grounded out, and lined out. As the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. There's a fastball that misses low. It's now 3-0. And Eugenio Suarez waiting his turn on deck. 3 balls and no strikes here to the batter Arias. And the pitch on the way. Fastball, take it for a called strike. I'm not so sure about that one. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend Big Ray says, here we go. Yeah, there is action. It's Kyle Nicholas in the Italian pen. Fastball swung on and fouled away. That was off the catcher, it looked like. Count 3-2 now to Arias. Well, the runner at first. Garcia is going to be on the move with the pitch. Stepping back in is Arias. You know he's going to get something decent here. Here comes the 3-2. Right-hander holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and we got insurance on the board. In to score is Acuna Jr. And making his way all the way around to third on the base hit by Arias is Garcia. Now we've got runners at the corners. And the bleeding continues here for the Italians. They can't stop it. With 2 out here in the 7th inning, it's slated to bring Eugenio Suarez to the plate. So 3 runs in the inning have taken them from a 2-1 deficit now to a 4-2 lead. And that looks like it is going to be the end of the night for Michael Lorenzen. We're going to see Kyle Nicholas coming in on the hill. So we're going to take a little break here. We got another pitching change. Stay with us, everybody. It is now a 4-2 Venezuelan lead. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action right after this break. Hang tight, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves now to still into the seventh inning here. It'll be Eugenio Suarez coming to bat with runners on the corners. A 4-2 lead now for the Venezuelans. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Moving over to his left is Marcy. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it as the Venezuelans are gone in the inning, but damage done and lots of it. 3 runs in the inning, a big crooked number for the Venezuelans on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your scores, we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 4-2 ball game. We're going to give you our version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, a Japanese style. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. Another pitcher is coming onto the mound here for the Venezuelans. It is going to be Edward Bazardo, who is going to replace Angel Zerpa. So Edward Bazardo on in relief as he will take over here in inning number 7. Well, as we move to the bottom half of this inning, it is slated to be John Birdie, Jacob Marcy, and Vinny Pasquantino to come to the plate to face the right-handed reliever of the Venezuelans. We're getting into the deep water, that is for certain. The crowd in Miami, and they are big time in celebration mode as the Venezuelans high fives all around in their dugout when they had cashed in the runs. So 4-2, they have taken the lead, and Rosardo is ready to go. And now the Italians are got 9 outs to have to get some runs across here. As the right-hander Bazardo delivers a first pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Bazardo is making his 4th appearance of the Classic. He's worked an inning and 2/3, only allowed a couple of hits. He does not strike out many, or at least hasn't. There's a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Birdie. Birdie 1 for 3 tonight. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Bazardo. Fastball swung on, grounded softly. Looks like it hit the glove of the pitcher. It makes it over to second, fielded neatly by Jimenez, who throws to first. I'll have to get a look on the replay to see if it actually hit the pitcher or not. Sure looked like it did. And it is going to go in the books as a ground out. 1-4-3. As Birdie has gone for the first out of the inning, it's going to bring the center fielder Jacob Marcy to the plate. Well, for Marcy, he steps in. He takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. He's officially 0 for 2. He was also hit by a pitch tonight. 4 for 22 in the Classic. More action in the Venezuelan bullpen. As there's a fastball that's misses outside, but they appeal to the third base umpire, and up goes the right hand. It's going to be no balls and 2 strikes to Marcy. Crowd into it again here. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and count now goes to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Marcy. He's going to be gone for the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the first baseman in Vinny Pasquantino. Our friend Jimmy says he loves the excitement of the Venezuelan team. I wish we see more of that in the MLB. Yeah, some of the excitement for sure. This is passion that we're watching tonight. Some of the stuff in the MLB is almost like choreographed. I think of Randy Arozarena home runs where he's got this little trot, and there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike to Pasquantino, or Fernando Tatis where he does a little stutter step around the bases. I don't know if I like that stuff. There's a fastball swung on. This is popped up in the infield. Bizzardo already cheering. It's going to be the shortstop, Tovar, who's going to make the catch. And Pasquantino is going to be retired for the third out of the inning. So that was a pretty easy inning there for Bizzardo. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. You're moving to the top of the 8th inning. Momentum has shifted to the Venezuelans. It is 4-2. We'll come back in just a couple of moments with all the action. Italy has to put up a 0 now, and they got to hope that they can get a few runs to come back into this one. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight, everybody.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Thank you there, Steve, for the support you give to our channel. In turn, we'd like to support Steve Radmacher. Come on back. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Ezequiel Tovar, Andreas Jimenez, and Willier Abreu slated to come to bat here for the Venezuelans in their half of the inning. Our friend Jimmy Redbeard says he just hopes he doesn't have to pray to Joe Boo after this season after the All-Star break like normal. Yeah, well, I guess it all depends on how well they do coming out of the gate. That will be the interesting part. Well, it is going to be Tovar slated to come to bat, and we are also going to have ourselves, as he steps in, it'll still be Nicholas on the mound, the reliever who had come in for Michael Lorenzen. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for ball one. Count is 1-0 to Tovar. Venezuela looking to build on their momentum of the last half. There was a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes even to 1-1. Tovar 0 for 3 tonight, 6 for 12 in the tournament. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Nicholas, and the pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Right-hander works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander again delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up into shallow right field. Coming in on it with plenty of room to make the catch is the Italian right fielder, who is now, looks like Caglione has moved out there as Andrew Fisher. Looks like his night is done. We'll have to get those changes as they are available. But that is going to retire Tovar for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Andreas Jimenez to the plate. Well, Jimenez entered the ball game, as this is his first at bat, entered the ball game for Gleyber Torres. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes to Jimenez. Mentioned Jimenez is a Platinum Glove winner, known more for his glove than his bat. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on, and this is belted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. When this one is over, we'll give you the full roundup. Before we call it a night, breaking ball swung on, and this is grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jimenez. Italians have had a nice run in this tournament, but unless they can do something magical in the last couple innings, it is going to come to an end in the semifinals. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Jimenez is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll leave it up to the left fielder and Willie Abreu. So we are ready to go back at it here as the right-hander Nicholas ready to go back to work. And the first pitch is a fastball. Take it for a call and strike. Nicholas has come in and poured in the strikes. He has retired all the batters he's faced so far since coming in the 7th inning. There was a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count is now 0-2. And for those of you who aren't sure who Kyle Nicholas is, well, he's been with the Pittsburgh Pirate organization. He has spent time with them. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. As that is going to retire Abreu. He goes down on strikes, and that is going to do it here for the Venezuelans in the top of the 8th. They go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Bottom of the 8th inning, around the corner, coming up for Italy will be DeZenzo, Caglione. Well, it's supposed to be Fisher, but we know that has been a change there, so we'll get that for you when we come back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you for listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Come on back. It is going to be Italy coming to the plate when we return. It is Venezuela 4, Italy 2. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we know that the Italians are starting to run out of outs here. They're going to have to do some work here to get back into this one as they find themselves down by 2. Slated to come to bat for Italy in this one here. It is still going to be DeCenzo, Caglione, and Fisher. Interesting, Fisher has moved over to the third base spot. We had Caglione over there earlier, but That's the way she goes. Originally in the starting lineup, we had Caglione at third and Fisher in right. I wonder if that is maybe our mistake or maybe not. So DeZenzo, Caglione, and Fisher, as they will be facing Andres Machado. And for those of you who don't know, Machado was also a former Kansas City Royal, had some issues, had Tommy John or the internal brace surgery. I'm not sure exactly which one. But I can tell you this, that he is with the Oryx Buffaloes in the NPB, and he is really solid. Swinging at the first pitch is DeCenzo, grounds it over to third. They throw to first, and Garcia, making a nice play at third base, is going to retire DeCenzo on a ground out 5-3. So one pitch and one gone here in inning number 8. And that is going to bring up Jack Caglione to the plate. Yeah, Machado is a pretty solid arm at the back end of the pen. 4 games, 4 innings, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks in the Classic to this point entering the game. Pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Caglione. So no balls and 1 strike. Wouldn't mind Fisher or Machado at the back end of my bullpen. Pitch on the way again, fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count goes to 0-2. Caglione has grounded out twice and walked tonight. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be tap foul over on the first base side. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. And once again, we appreciate all of you who have come on into the stream tonight to listen, and you can make it in. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Caglione gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the right fielder and Andrew Fisher. Well, for Fisher, he is officially 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He has also walked in his other appearance. As Machado kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Machado delivers again. Fastball swung on and missed at 99 on the gun. Overmatched is Fisher. And now the Venezuelan crowd getting back to their feet. And they are there in numbers in Miami. So here comes the pitch as the right-hander holds to the set. And he kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fisher. Yeah, crowd has really picked up the pace here at the latter part of the ball game. They are more into it now than they were earlier, of course, as they can smell victory here to the Venezuelans. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it as Machado comes in and retires the side 1-2-3, striking out a pair here in inning number 8. Well, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. And the Venezuelan pitchers, as of right now, have retired the last 7 batters they have faced. They have been lights out. Your scores, we move to the top of the ninth. That's a 4-2 game for Venezuela. We're getting into the deepest part of the water. The ninth inning will be here in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Talk about fan support. Here you got some right here. We'll be right back in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the ninth inning, and slated to come to bat is William Contreras, Jackson Churio, and the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. We'll see how this is going to fare here. Are the Venezuelans going to be able to hang in and hold on? Well, we have a new pitcher on the mound. It is going to be number 97. This is Ron Marinaccio, as he is taking over here. It's making his third appearance. The first pitch was a fastball that was swung on and missed. As he delivers, there is a breaking ball swung on and missed as well, and the count now goes to 0-2 on William Contreras. So the fourth pitcher used by the Italians tonight. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a changeup swung on and missed. Oh, that was a nice pitch. So Marinaccio striking out Contreras for the first out of the inning. So one in the books, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Jackson Churio. Well, Churio's done his part hitting in the bottom part of the batting order for Venezuela. He is 1 for 2. He's had a sacrifice bunt. He's scored a run. A productive night in the 9-hole. He is 3 for 11 in the tournament. And he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Done his part to turn the batting order over. As Marinaccio delivers a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Marinaccio, 6'2", 205-pound righty with the San Diego Padre organization. 30 years old. As the right-hander ready to deliver again. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Fielded on the run by the shortstop, Antonacci, and he fires to first, and that's going to retire Churio on a ground out, 6-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. We got our friend Samurai Prayer says, peace and blessings to you from Japan. We appreciate you for popping in here tonight. If I'm not mistaken, it's going on to 12 o'clock. Your neck of the woods. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away by Ronald Acuna Jr. Count is quickly 0-1. It is right now shaping up like a Venezuela-USA final. They still have another inning to play. The Venezuelans will have to close the door in the 9th. But it is a tall order for the Italians, as the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep left field. We're moving over and making the catch is the left fielder of the Italians, Nori, and that is going to do it here. As Venezuela is in the books. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. We'll get that for you when we come back in just a few. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard as Venezuela goes in order here in the 9th inning. It is the last wraps coming up here for the Italians. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action at the bottom of the 9th inning when we return. Appreciate you for being here on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Wraps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it is going to be Daniel Palencia who is coming on in relief. The Chicago Cubs fans would know who he is, as he will be the 7th pitcher to be used by the Venezuelans in this one. So Palencia on in relief, as he will take over for Andres Machado, and he's going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. And this has been a thorn in the side of the Venezuelans tonight, as the hitters have, in some capacity, reached base 5 of the 6 times. It was a walk, fielder's choice, and an intentional walk to Dorazio. And it was a single, a fielder's choice, and a flyout for Nori. So we'll see how this one's going to shape up. So it'll be Dorazio slated to come to bat, but it's not going to be him. We're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Brian Rocchio. And Rocchio, of course, of the Cleveland Guardians organization, so he's getting a chance to pinch hit here. As Palencia on in relief. As Rocchio standing in on the left side, the first pitch is a fastball at 100 miles an hour that swung on and missed. Count is 0-1. Rocchio right out of the gate taking his timeout. So running out of outs are the Italians. I don't know if I've seen one Italian hat in the stands. It's a pro-Venezuelan crowd. I shouldn't say that. There's one behind home plate. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. And if you look hard enough, you might find another one. But a lot of the Venezuelan faithful, as they have their hats and their flags and everything else, they are cheering their team on. So no balls and 2 strikes. And there's a pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. That was at 101 miles an hour. And the count still remains at no balls and 2 strikes to Rocchio. Italians need a base runner, as the right-hander Palencia delivers. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is the left fielder Abreu, and he's going to make the catch. And there is one away now here in the inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder in Dante Nori. Well, for Nori, he has been on the base paths a couple of times tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also driven in a run. Had himself a decent tournament. He is 8 for 19. As Nori waits on the offering from the right-hander. The first pitch is a fastball that is down, but he swung on and missed by Nori, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted into the seats down the left field line. And the count now goes to 0-2 on Nori. Nori was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He was a first-round pick in 2024 by the Phillies, 27th overall out of Northville, Michigan. Fastball swung on. It is popped up. It's going to be foul into the seats. So that's the deal on Nori. So no balls and 2 strikes to him. He's only 21 years old. He will turn 22 in October after the regular season's completed. The pitch on the way. There is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Northville, Michigan actually has some pretty good baseball. So they used to do a lot of junior league series and Connie Mack type stuff, super regionals. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. And that's going to put Nori in the books. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning, and that is going to leave it all up to the top of the order in Sam Antonacci. Well, for Antonacci, he's had a rough night at the plate. He is 0 for 4. He's struck out twice and grounded out twice. He is 2 for 18 in the tournament. And the right-hander Palencia kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and it is lined foul down the left field line. Count is quickly 0-1. I got to tell you that Palencia, that is a strong lower half. I wonder what he squats. He has got some thick legs, powerful legs. So no balls and one strike to the shortstop of the Italians. Pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander, as now time has been called. It's been time here at the plate by the shortstop. So we've got the hitting of Antonacci, who is the shortstop, asking for time. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander works himself to the set position. Crowd is on their feet. Down to their final out are the Italians. Here's the pitch. Fastball down. It bounces up to the plate. Hit probably the dirt a good solid 4 feet in front of the plate. It was about a 55, 56 mile an hour fastball. So it's 2 balls and a strike. And now we've got Contreras out to the mound to talk to the big fella. We're going to do it all over again here. Here comes the 2-1 offering. Omar Lopez looking on. Francisco Cervelli, the manager, is looking on. And the pitch on the way. Fastball misses way outside. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Be quite the final tomorrow between Venezuela and the United States. I'm sure there'll be a lot of passion in that one. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and that runs the count full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd on their feet, cheering on the Venezuelans. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And Antonacci is gone on strikes. He's gone for out number 3, and that is going to do it here as the Venezuelans are going to play for the title, as they will get a chance to play the Americans tomorrow night. We can't script it any better. That's a final I think a lot of people, especially neutrals like myself, would like to see. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. They go in order. The final 10 batters of the game retired by Venezuelan pitching. We're going to come on back and do it all again here tomorrow night. Hang tight, everybody. We'll come back and wrap it up for you in just a couple of moments, and then we'll call it a night. Appreciate everybody who hung in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Final 4-2 Venezuela over Italy. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody, and we appreciate you guys for hanging in with us here tonight. Our friend Big Ray says, great call. Well, it's only a great call when we have people here to hear it, and we appreciate you guys for hanging in. Well, the Italians got the scoring going in the second inning with 1 out. It was a Zach DeCenzo single, and Jack Caglione walked, and Andrew Fisher walked to load the bases. And then another walk issued to J.J. Dorazio. That brought home the first run in the inning, as DeCenzo scored 1-0 it was for the Italians. Next batter, Dante Nori stepped up. He bounced into a fielder's choice, and that increased the lead to 2-0. And that is where it stood until the 4th inning. In the 4th inning with 1 out, it was Eugenio Suarez opening the scoring for the Venezuelans with a solo shot. That cut the lead to 2-1. But in the 7th inning, it was a 3-spot by the Venezuelans as they sent 8 hitters to the plate. A leadoff walk to Gleyber Torres. He was then pitch run for by Andres Jimenez. And then back-to-back strikeouts to Abreu and Contreras brought Jackson Chourio to the plate. And all the damage happening with 2 outs. Chourio singled. Then it was Acuna Jr. singling. He brought home a run. Another single by Miguel Garcia. He brought home another run. And then Luis Arias singled, and he brought another run in. 3 runs in the inning. And inning number 7 to give the Venezuelans a 4-2 lead. And that is where it ended. All right, everybody. Well, you know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow will be the World Baseball Classic final, and we can't wait to bring it for you. It is going to be Venezuela and USA baseball. Hopefully, you guys can jump in tomorrow night. We'd love to see you. And we will be back on the airwaves again at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern for all the action. Have a great night, everybody. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. It is going to be Venezuela and the United States for all the marbles. Have a great night, everybody.